We have a certified autism specialist, Anu Shebanjo, here in the studio to talk to us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast. Now, when you talk about people with Down syndrome, you see that society kind of defines them in a certain way. They are looked down on and they're sometimes even abandoned. Even their parents are also stigmatized alongside them. Talk to us about your advocacy for people with Down syndrome, how you're trying to bridge the gap between they and the society.
Thank you very much. As you rightly said, we notice that a lot of the society in general, they stigmatize, and even parents too, they lock up the children with Down syndrome. Number one, I think it's as a result of a lack of awareness. They don't know that anything good can actually come out from these individuals, because we have quite a number of them that are young adults. So Down Syndrome Foundation Nigeria is set up to bridge that gap between these individuals and the society through creating awareness to let people know, society know that these people, even though they might have intellectual disability, there are still so many other things they can do very, very well. They have very good social skills. And then when they are being managed properly, they will go places. They will do things that
when you say managed properly, means that there are ways they have to be handled to get the best out of them. Talk to us about that.
Okay, to manage them properly, it's not all about taking them to regular schools. Sincerely speaking, putting them in regular schools will not help, because they cannot learn within the regular school system. So there are special intervention programs designed for them to help them learn. Even academically, it's not as if one will write it out completely. They can still be trained to read to an extent, to write to an extent, and more importantly, vocational skills. They are very good with vocational skills.
Really?
Tailoring, even dance, music, arts and crafts, tie and dye, no limits. They are very, very good with that. So when they are managed properly, you will see the best in them. And apart from that, there are some other therapeutic interventions, like speech and language therapy, because they usually have speech issues. So when speech and language therapy is in place, it will help them. There will be speech clarity for those of them that their speech are not clear. Their speech is not clear. They can improve on their speech. They will do speech and language therapy with them. Music therapy will also help. Then they have low muscle tone. So occupational therapy will help.
But some parents will be concerned about the fact that this comes at a huge cost.
The truth is that there is no management of children with special needs. It's a bit more expensive than regular. That is the truth, and it is the same thing all over the world. But parents themselves can be trained to work with their children. Yes, even on their own, they can go online, they can get themselves trained and work with their children and get the best out of them.
All right. We'll talk more on this as we get along. Anu Shebanjo, thank you for speaking with us. We have a certified autism specialist, Anu Shebanjo, here in the studio. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Now, a lot of people forget about persons who are like caregivers for this person, talking about their parents, talking about some other persons, maybe relatives or even their brothers and sisters, because they too somehow, one way or the other, are being stigmatized one way or the other. And there are aspects to this. They're talking about training on how to manage these people, and even where they can draw strength from to be able to, in the face of all the daunting challenges, defend the rights of this person. Talk to us about this.
You're very correct, but saying the caregivers of people living with Down syndrome are being stigmatized, most especially the parents. That is why some of them they're ashamed of these children, except for few that have come to realize that they have to accept these children. And so they showcase them, they take them everywhere, they let people see.
You have to get to that point of saying, this is my child.
Exactly, the acceptance is so key. Acceptance is key. Once the acceptance is there, you notice it, you see it, they are able to showcase the children they are able to show them to anybody, talk about them and all that. And in most cases, people that have come to accept their children, they are the ones that are aware. They are the ones that have gone extra miles to train themselves.
Okay. So parents need training to be able to handle the children properly.
Yes, parents, they really need training. I'm not talking about formal training per se. Anybody that has interest, any parent that is interested might go for formal training. But aside that, there are trainings there just for certification purposes. Then for them also to learn more about how to take care of these children. When they know more about their children, I used to have a boss that used to say that there is no better therapist for a child with special needs than the mom or the parent. Yes, because you get to understand the child, you know the child, and working with the child, you get more experience, you get more trained. The child will train you how to work with him or her when you work with the child. And so most of the parents that work with this, that have these children and that have come to accept them, they are the ones that are actually aware, that have read, that have been trained.
Okay, but how will you measure the level of awareness among parents, among caregivers?
Yes, it depends on, for example, at Down Syndrome Foundation Nigeria, we usually have an annual awareness program that we always incorporate parents to be part of it. The annual awareness program usually comes with a training seminar for parents. They have to know that Down syndrome, the condition comes with certain congenital diseases, and parents should know how to take care of the children. Some of these children might have eye defects, they might have strabismus, which is eye deviation, they might have dental issues, they might have some other medical conditions that parents should know how to take care of them. Then these children, they need love. They need love. That is what they need. They don't need sympathy. They need understanding or empathy, so to say. Not that you say, oh, this child has, no, that's not what they need. So when parents attend these programs, they get more awareness, they get more trained, and they show love. And by the time you see them, they feel accomplished, and then acceptance sets in, and they showcase the children everywhere. The same thing goes for other family members and even people that care for them. Like people, if you tell anybody that you work with children with special needs, they say, so you work with imbeciles. So don't let me, I don't want to go near you, you work with.
And that's the mindset a lot of people in society have.
Exactly, that is the mind. So we are trying to disabuse people's minds about this, that these children, they have differently,
special needs.
Yes, they are differently abled. We don't call them even disabled. Yes, they are differently abled, and they can do quite a lot of things. A lot of things that you can't even imagine.
Anu Shebanjo, thank you for educating us.
And we have a certified autism specialist, Anu Shebanjo, here in the studio. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Stigmatization is a problem when it comes to people living with disabilities.
Exactly.
How do you think society should relate with these kinds of people?
Well, number one thing, I think I've talked about that one, which is awareness. Then after the awareness is inclusion. That wants these individuals to be included into the society, that is in everything we do. So when society have the idea that they have to be included in schools, in various workplaces, as a matter of fact, disability bill was passed last year, that every organization should, employ them to work with them in the organization. And then, for example, the young adults we have, the self-advocates we have at the foundation, Down Syndrome Foundation Nigeria, they will tell you they have rights to life, they have rights to education, they have rights to vote, they have rights to speak, to complain, to go to school. So if the society is aware of this and they know that these people, they should be included in everything that is done in the society, I think it's the level of stigmatization will reduce.
So how is your organization helping to ensure awareness, especially with regards to the disability bill that was passed? Going to schools, are you going to schools? What exactly are you people doing in that aspect?
Yes, beyond going to schools, we have a lot of programs, apart from the awareness programs I talked about, where we have seminars for parents. We're looking at we partnered. We partnered with some organizations like Eliakim Foundation, then with Inclusion International based in the UK for employment services for these people. We intend to fix them up with certain organizations where they can work. And some people have started picking them up. Yes, to work with them. We have contacted some people that, because a lot of them have been trained and they're certified. They have certificates in various vocational skills like the makeup, makeover stuff. They do that one, like office assistants, that's one too. So we're looking at fixing them up into various organizations, corporate organizations, places like art galleries for those that are into painting and all that, so that they can work and feel that they're part of the society.
What challenges have you faced in the process of trying to push as advocates for the rights of these ones?
Well, the main challenge we have is that I don't want to put the blame totally on the government, because government in their own little way they are trying, but emphasis is on people with physical challenges. But those with intellectual disabilities, like those with Down syndrome, and Down syndrome, autism, attention, ADHD, and all that. Those ones, there is no, attention is not really on them. And so they don't see the need for them to be included per se. It is those with physical challenges, the hearing impaired, the physically challenged, the visual impaired people, they are the ones that have the attention of the government and the masses.
Okay, are you concerned about the level of implementation of the disability bill?
We are so much concerned about it. We're following through. We want it implemented. We want every organization to have them work there, feel like human beings, feel like you and I and all that. Yes, we're really pressing for it.
All right.
Anu Shembanjo, thank you for speaking with us.